Yeah, so hi, Johnny. Thanks for having me on. I am from Melbourne, Australia. I grew up playing basketball. Basketball was my team sport of passion and was constantly injured, constantly with rolled ankles and a few niggles here and there. So constantly seeing a physiotherapist trying to treat my injuries. Loved what the knowledge they have. Loved what they got me back to playing pain free. So naturally extended my interests into physiotherapy. So went into uni and graduated as a physiotherapist. And it was probably about 2 years into my physio career that I became a runner. Like um, I was I was working in private practice and just like seeing anyone under the sun, and was still playing basketball at that time. But about 2 years in, when traveling, went to North America for 6 months and drank a lot of beers, got really unhealthy, came back and was unfit and looking for my next thing to do. And my sister was training or just decided to train for a half marathon and needed some accountability and asked if I wanted to train with her.
Nice.
And I reluctantly agreed and noticed, like, I quickly caught the running bug. You might have heard
Yeah.
this thing exists. It was probably 3 or 4 weeks in that I just loved it, absolutely loved it, and was loving the effects that it was giving me. It was making me feel good about myself. I was obviously getting back into shape, which was a good thing as well. And recognized as soon as I caught that bug, whenever I'd see a runner in my physiotherapy clinic, I just had this heightened passion. I would like
Yeah.
not only deliver better quality physio, but because it was bringing out a better side in me. But I was just walking away from those consults, like just buzzing, because I'd be talking about what running goals they have, like what's their running technique, what shoes they wear, all this sort of stuff, and recognize it just like upon self-reflection. I just need to spend more time around this population,
Yeah.
and because it's bringing out the better side of me and it's making me deliver better quality to my clients. And yep, just natural extension, just decide to niche down into my own clinic and start what I've got today.
Nice. So was physiotherapy what you always wanted to do, or did you have, like, when you were a kid, did you have like that dream job that everyone has, and then it kind of changed? Because it'd be interesting to see what was the sort of variance, what you wanted to be and what you ended up doing.
Yeah, well, the I guess kind of growing up playing basketball, it was always going to be a professional basketballer.
Yeah, I thought it was
um,
going that way.
didn't Yeah, it didn't end up happening, but the I think a very close second would have been the physiotherapy thing. So I guess that was me dreaming big, and reality hits as soon as you get to like your late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, like you said, your biggest interest in physiotherapy is helping other runners, and so obviously, what you have, your business now for, you have your podcast for. But what was it to kind of give you that spark, that running as opposed to something? Was it just the fact that you were yourself a runner now? But was there nothing else that coming into the clinic that you thought, like, they're good injuries or something you like to deal with, rugby or anything that got there, but running was just the one you were most interested in?
I think it was because when I became a runner myself, I also became an injured runner very quickly.
Right.
And I would realize that I'd delve into the research. I didn't know much about running or running related injuries when I was working in private practice. I knew how to get by, I knew how to essentially treat most of the common injuries to some extent, but I didn't really delve really deep into the details on
Yeah.
how to effectively do it until I became a runner myself and did my own research. And it was probably about 2, 3 weeks into my running career that my calves blew up. They had extreme tightness, extreme soreness straight away. About 6 weeks into running, my knee went, and it was an old injury from basketball, but that started to rear its ugly head. And I was just managing injuries, and it was, looking back on it now, it was just me trying to adapt to a sport, an endurance sport that I just wasn't adapted for.
Yeah.
And it was just like almost like growing pains, just trying to start doing something that I wasn't used to. But it was the frustrations along with the pains and the anxieties and the like confusion of what to do, all of these emotions when a runner is injured, and then you have a race coming up and you're like, well, am I going to be ready for that race? How do I prepare for this race? all those frustrations I would also see in a runner that would come into the clinic. And so I'd kind of empathize with them, and kind of I'd know the spot that they're in. So it would tap into a deeper level of connection with them. So I guess apart from me obviously loving running at that stage, it was having that empathetic connection as well.